I thought, we got to watch the video from tonight. We went 90 plays tonight. That's without special teams. So we had 90 plays. We kicked field goals. I thought Lucas was good. He made, I think, a 57 and a 53 tonight. So, and then all the extra points and things like that. So we worked a little bit, not just open field, but special teams with and Kyle Orsendorf hit some great punts. So that's encouraging from a kicking game standpoint. We got some guys that are returning that have to get better, and they're showing that. The other snaps we've got just about everybody in. I think we've got some depth. I've got to wait and watch the tape, but I thought our guys competed and weren't not a whole lot of penalties. I think we had one offsides on offense and one penalty on defense in 90 plays, which that's the first thing you got to do to win games, and then eliminate some of those things and substitution situations that maybe we had early in the week. We didn't have that. We worked headsets today with our coaching staff, got new coaches and things like that. So it was really a complete operational scrimmage. So from my standpoint, operationally, things went well. I got to watch the tape and look at some of the other things just from a fine-tuning standpoint.
Josh McCauley told us last week that he had a knee issue. I was hoping you could give an update on his status, and then also who are the next guys up at that position if Josh is unavailable? Well,
we're keeping things the way they are. Josh does have a knee issue. We know Josh can play, right? And so, it's given us an opportunity to really leave everybody as is, move some of the guys that one guy in there that can play and a freshman. So we're going to leave our line the way it is. Keep not moving guys around all over the place with Jordan is at left tackle and Donovan Lay at left guard right now. They're communicating very, very well. Conjal and Peyton Fears on the right side. And then we're doing now is finding a backup center right now. So leaving those guys there. The depth chart is where it is. It's what it is. But I thought those guys operated pretty well.
Who among the freshmen and or newcomers have impressed you the most over this first week?
Well, I think, we've got some newcomers. Obviously, our two grad transfers in the defensive line. Blackwell and Roy have come with a work mentality. They should. They're older guys. They're really strong. They played football. They're tough. I think they bring an attitude to our whole defensive line. So those guys, even though they're not freshmen, they're 23 years old, 24 years old, right? They played football, so they should be that, and they're doing exactly what we wanted them to do to be that guy. I think Pandy's taking a leadership role at the second level, is doing a really, really nice job. Offensively, just like I said, we've got linemen that have played a lot last year. It's a blessing and a curse, right? We have 10 different lineups and 11 different weeks, right? So, but those guys have all played. We're leaving them in the same spot and developing a backup center, just because we know what Josh can do. So we're good there. I think maybe one of the big things is the young running backs. I think tonight it was evident. I think Wiley has gained weight. He's over 200 pounds now. So he's running with substance. We all know he can catch. We all know he can do. I think he's done a nice job, has improved. And the two young running backs, Frank Brown and Jalen Johns. I mean, Jalen is making yards. He's really heavy-handed. I think he just makes yards and is explosive at point of contact. So the two young running backs, I think, have really, in the first week, have really kind of shown that they're why we recruited them, why they're here. They want to play, and that gives us a pretty good situation, because Tilford, all he does is make yards, right? We all know that. And he's having a nice camp. He's doing well. We all know what Gary's got. So running back wise, I think we're going to be fine there with our depth. And what we got to do now is look to the perimeter for our receiving core to kind of step that up. You know, Stacey Marshall's had a good camp to help us in the running game. We're going to work a little bit more with a couple tight end sets, 2 tight end sets next week because of what he's done. And then on the perimeter, I think, you know, from the young guys who've come in, I think Dylan has had a nice camp too. So, you know, those guys are all pushing to play. We'll know more. You know, our plan this week, we'll come back. We won't practice tomorrow. We'll watch this video. And then Monday, we'll get some more installation in. Tuesday, we're in full pads. Wednesday, we'll be in full pads again with a red zone, tight zone scrimmage so we can see some physicality out of these guys. And then another big scrimmage next Saturday night. And then we'll know who we are with 2 weeks to go to get ready for game preparation.
Coach Mazzoni had mentioned that he wanted to give the quarterbacks about a week behind Grant to kind of see how that would shake out. What do you think that those guys have been able to do?
Yeah, I mean, they all got a shot tonight. They've all been getting shots all week. But like I said, you know, we've got a whole nother week to shake that whole thing out, right? So you know, they're all getting reps. Rhett, KD, Will, you know, they're all getting in there. And Grant's been, you know, we're rotating guys in, some with the ones too. So I've been pleased with their progress so far. And it's good, healthy competition. So we'll let that play out for at least another week.
You mentioned the backup center. Is that Stephen Bailey, the one
Yes.
getting the first shot?
Yeah,
okay.
You bet.
On a different subject, I wanted to ask you about a couple second-year linebackers, Darian Clark and Quabena Watson. What have you seen out of those 2 guys?
I think, you know, Darian he's a good football player. I mean, we've seen that as when he was a freshman on special teams, right? He made a bunch of plays on kickoff cover. Obviously, we trust him when you put a guy on the punt team for punt protection. So he's been in big games. He's made decisions on the run, and it shows right now, right? So, you know, he's a guy that has got to be more consistent, and that's has kept him off the field completely all the time. But you know, with age and experience, you see that coming, and he's seeing things a lot better. You know, he's right. He's going to be right in the mix. He's going to play a lot. Who else you asked me about? Quabena's got talent. You know, he's outside. He's more of a natural pass rusher. You know, he was undersized when he got here, in the 190s and whatnot. But the guy only lost 2 wrestling matches in the history as a high school guy. So you know what kind of hands he's got. You know what kind of flexibility. You know what kind of bend he has, and he shows that. He's bigger now. He's just got to understand what he's doing in space. If we just tell him, go sick him, he's good, right? We move and somebody moves around and we spread out the sets. He gets out there in space. He looks, you know, he's a little lost because that's not what he did in high school. So, but there's definitely room for him as a pass rusher and because he's got tools and he's getting better. He's got great 1-2. He's got good ability. We got to get him in the right place because, like I said, he's an excellent pass rusher. It's when we have to play in space and do some different things that create problems for him because of his size at the line of scrimmage to get off of these big old tackles, you know, 330 pounds. So, but Coach Rhodes and Coach Boo are doing a great job moving him around, getting him in space, trying to get him comfortable in that area where he can cover at least zone drop some and then rush the passer also, and then get him on some edges where he can be effective instead of just head up on a big old tackle.